Mahaba, mahaba, hola. Trying to get this leveled up here. I was trying to work with my microphone, but I'm having operating difficulties here, so that's just not going to work out for me. But okay, so that may be okay. Another glass. I have to fix one of the arms on my glasses. Oh, and there was the mail truck. Well, that's not part of the discussion. Well, it is. I'm just going to talk about everyday stuff. Hi, everyone. I hope you're all well. Wherever I meet you, I greet you. Hope you're good. If it's morning, evening, morning, afternoon, or evening, I hope you're all well. But today, I just want to talk about finally feeling a little bit better because the last, well, first of all, I was in a bit of a, like, kind of, I was in a depression. I was in a funk. That usually happens around Mother's Day. Well, there's a lapse because it was both of my husband's would have been both of their birthdays back in April, and then Mother's Day. But I'm okay. And then not feeling well because getting old, kind of not so much getting old, just you slow down, you gotta just slow your roll, because I was always so used to going like 80 miles an hour, like just doing the stuff I had to do here. Basically, when I had the energy to like really give it my all, instead of just kind of like you have days where you're lagging a little bit, or just some days where you just don't feel like moving. You're flat out. Whether it's not feeling good on an emotional, mental level, or physical level. So yeah, but this last week, just yesterday, I woke up. I could not move. My back was screaming at me. Then I had to feed the dog and let her out. So now her bowl is on the ground. It's on a little stand, but I still had to bend down. And when I tell you, that was almost impossible. That was almost impossible. I did something to my S1 or the L5. Something's going on. I already have hardware in there from an accident. Hold on, I'll be right back. Come on, go ahead. Go, go. Go, go, go. You gotta go. Go, hurry. I'm back. So, yeah, like I was saying, yesterday I had a really bad case of sciatica, or like frozen leg. I don't know what you call it, frozen leg, frozen back syndrome, but I literally could not move. I went to get out of bed and I went to push up and I was like, and I just slowly did it. But then when I got here into the kitchen and to try to get the dog's bowl, that was a task. Alhamdulillah, I got through it though. But yeah, so in this weather, because we had shelf clouds. I don't know if anybody's familiar with meteorology and all that, but up here we had shelf clouds where you see one cloud on top of the other, and it almost looks like they're really cool. It looks like two giant pieces of bread, but the pressure was really high, and I was feeling it. Let me just say that I definitely my back was on fire yesterday. But I got through it. I got through it. But yeah, so that's what happens. That's the aging process. Your body slows down. You slow down. Instead of going 80 miles an hour, you stay, you do like the under the 40 speed limit, you know. You, you, you have to go from driving in the left lane to then driving in the right lane where everybody's honking at you and you flipping the bird. Yeah, this is what happens in life. We slow down, our body slows down, you know, and you can only do what you can do. Because if you, for myself, if I put too much on my plate, then the plate goes like this. The plate just descends. It's like, you know, you'd see one of those advertising commercials, because you get overwhelmed. You get overwhelmed. So you just have to just pace yourself, people. Pace yourself. You know, don't overdo what has to be done, because it can wait, unless it's, you know, an urgent situation, like a well, starts with the word W, letter W, ends with D. Certain words I don't want to say because they want to block everything here, you know, or something of that nature where you need emergency help ASAP. I mean, something like a cut or something like that, you could, well, depending on the severity of it, but for the most part, you could take care of yourself, you know, or it could be like what I did last year. I fell into, while doing a pull-up in the park in Poughkeepsie, pulling up, got across all the bars, went to go to grab the last one, and when I went to get down, I lost my balance and I banged into that cement pole, and my arm, I couldn't move it. I never went to the doctor for that, so I think I may have got a hairline fracture, but oh well, another ailment. Just add it to the list. Oh, checklist. Possible hairline fracture, ligament damage, yeah. But anyway, don't do that. I mean, but you know, sometimes you just, things happen and you don't get to it right away. You know, you like, especially if you bang yourself or something. Plus I have a high tolerance of pain, except in my back. When I get it like that, that was not good. But then another time, because I'm accident prone, I dropped a butcher block table on my right foot and I broke my right pinky toe, and that had me hobbling. But you know, for that little toe, I did go see. For that little piggy there, I did go see the podiatrist, and I did have a break, so the little piggy was saved. But the shoulder, the big part, I didn't do anything. I hurt my foot again another time. This time it was the right foot. Cleaning out the garage, a 50-pound box of Armstrong tiles that, there was nothing wrong with the tiles. I was trying to sell them. Then I was going to go bring them up to like the Goodwill. And I was like, the box is too heavy. I'll get to it. So because of that delay and not paying attention, when I picked up the box, I got the box to the recycle bin, and all the tiles came falling out right on my foot. 50 pounds worth of tiles. So that one didn't require a doctor visit. That one I was all swelled up and just hobbling with better mobility on the right foot. It's either the left or the right. But things happen, right? What could you do? But yeah, I hope everybody's doing good. I hope you're doing good. I hope you don't over stress and overtax and overburden yourself, because things are going to get done when they get done, you know. But like I said, again, this is just my humble opinion. If you add too much to what's going on, you get a sensory overload. And then it's like, well, for myself, it's like being in a ping pong machine and you're like, you're trying to keep, don't do that. Try not to do that. Just stay focused, prepare a list, and work through it that way. I've gotten better. I've gotten much better. But yeah, so that's really it. And well, what we have going on globally is looks like quite a eventful situation where one party will benefit, and the pretense is that everyone's going to benefit. It's like when it's kind of like almost becoming a bridezilla. You become a zilla in your actions, because everything is overwhelmed. Everything is about you, and you have no regard for other people. And well, this equates to what we're experiencing now. I'm not going to get into it, but I guess people could fill in the gaps. Yeah, become a zilla, become an animal and make everything about you, but just keep telling your guests that they're going to have a wonderful time. They're going to have the best time of their life. They'll never have gone to such a memorable event as my event, people with their egos and their BS. So that's what we're dealing with now. But as far as peace in the Middle East, that's praying for that to happen, because we are long overdue. We're long overdue. I just feel that this whole situation that just transpired was an opportunity for advancement for the goals of one individual, with the anticipation of things finally ending. So I hope that it happens. I hope that it happens, that it comes to a complete end, because it's so long overdue. It's so long overdue. And the cover has been blown as far as the involvement of so many different companies and different organizations, so they've totally exposed themselves for sure, and people are not participating with a lot of different spending venues like they used to. So I mean, that's the way it should be. It's like when somebody is drunk and they're at a bar, are you going to serve them more alcohol? No, you're going to cut them off, because they've reached their limit. So this is where things are now, and hopefully it'll be a permanent cutoff, because that will be a good thing for humanity, because we're living in a very, very, very bizarro type of situation, something that, well, the things that are happening are things, the things that are happening now has taken us back to like the 1850s, yeah, that's what's happening now. That's the kind of government that we have now. It's just the wild, wild west, and for the judges who are opposing it, good. What's what's unconstitutional is unconstitutional. It's not a constitutional bend to the arc of what one person wants. This is why we have laws. This is why we have laws. Hold on 1 second, my dog wants to go out. Can't pause YouTube live. Yeah. Get it up. Go. Harriet, go. Okay. I'm back. You know, it's so funny when you're younger, you for the most part, you do more activities. You know, you just have more stuff that you can do. You know, your kids are younger and all that. But when you get older, it's like it's an event for me when I go to the supermarket. It really is. I mean, not that I'm a hermit. Well, I am kind of. I like to stay home, but you know, yeah, everything is different. Your whole life changes. It's like what happens is you just realize what's important and what's not important. So you focus on where you need to place your energy for what's good and what's healthy for you. Because when you're younger, um, you have more energy and you could do more. And you know, it's like you don't look at. When I was younger, I never looked at time as a commodity. I mean, I always heard the expression "time flies, time flies." Like, and every year, you know, my son got older. You know, I was becoming more and more aware of it. But you reach a certain age, you're like the months go by. It's like it's like dog years now. It really is. It's like dog years. So the the first year of a dog's life, the veterinarian said was 15 years, and then from then like 2 to I think 5 or 7, it's like 5 years, and then it stays like at a 5 year rate, some ratio like that, some equation like that, but yeah, time goes, it goes quick, 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 and there's less of it the older you get. So, you know, spend your time wisely. Don't waste your time. You know, even like for a relationship, but you gotta meet people where they are. That's it. Meet people where they are and accept them for where they're at. You know, because you can't expect you know, to meet somebody and then you're gonna, you know, like they're a canvas for you and you're gonna change them to the specs of what you want. You know, it's not like now I moved some cabinets. You know, it's not like the specs in the kitchen. So we're just human beings. You have to accept us for the way we are. And I'll have some tea, drink to that. But now it's a whole, now because of what's happening with our economy, we're going to start to see a really big change in things. We're going to start to see a really big change in things. And a lot of people that, I always say this to people, whatever money that you have at one point in time does not negate the type of money you're going to have indefinitely. And a lot of people, they don't think like that. So if they get it come into money, it's like, phew, it's like, you know, they just like, they go right through it. It's just like, it's like giving an addict a fix, you know. But now I think people finally realizing that. They're like, oh, wow, what a switching baby got going on here. Oh my God, how could this be? We were told one thing and it's something else. Oh, I don't understand that. Why did this person switch up on me? Was it imposter syndrome? You know? Yeah, so the money you make now doesn't mean that's going to be the money you're always going to make. So a lot of people, they're above and beyond their means financially as far as their spending. And well, now it's you know, there's a lot of alarm bells going off right now. So, you know, that's how people learn. That's the only way you're going to learn. If you know, unless you're just someone, and a lot of us are, we're all creatures of habit. We do the same thing over and over again. You know, it's like a woman will date the same type of guy. A guy will date the same type of woman. You know, it's like old patterns are hard to break. But I think when it comes to finances, it's not having that extra money in your account from what you once had. Yeah, that should be a very big wake up call. You know, money is always can always be made, and money can always be replaced. You know, but it's just do it gradually. Do it gradually, because what's here now is gone tomorrow. That's the motto I always live by. But yeah, and what else? In reality TV news, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on, and I just watch the shows. I watch the bloggers, and then I'll watch different channels, and I'll see what's going on with them. But yeah, I think a lot of the shows are going to be faded out, and that's how it's going to be. That's what I really feel, that the shows will be faded out, and you know they'll start you know they'll do a sizzle reel for another type of show, and then they'll name it, and then they'll find a new cast, because there'll always be people that want to get on reality TV for the fame. you know they could become a big Willie. Who knows? Or they could stay. I was going to say something from 90 Day Fiance. Yeah, but I'm not going to say that character's name. Um, anyway, I hope everybody has a great day. Hope you have a great weekend. And, take your time doing things. Don't rush. Don't rush. Set up a plan. If you jump in feet first and then you crack your head open from that, well, you know, that's because you didn't land right. So set a plan. Set a plan so that when you do jump, you'll be grounded, and you'll be okay. Anyway, till next time. Thanks for watching. Now I have to watch this and play it back. Yeah, somebody was playing around with my account. Not good. I took care of it. Peace.